What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. This is episode number 98. I am your host, Tony Scorp, with my co host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
Nope.
Another week, another podcast. We got a couple things to talk about today. Some nice things. If you guys are like me, I've been grinding Call of Duty since it came out. Deception has too. It's been taking a little bit of a break to um play some Dead by Daylight every once in a while, but he's still on that grind. How many guns out of 33 are you?
I'm at 31 now. I just need to get the last two shotguns gold, and that's it.
Nice. Also, guys, ready?
I'll be running it back through all the rest of them to get the rest of the camos.
Nice. Ready, guys? Watch, listen to this. Oh, that was so good. Deception, you are killing it, my guy. You are killing it. Um,
Trying, bro.
it's a hard grind. Listen, people, it's a hard grind.
It is crazy because, like, in this game, it's like there, there are less camos per gun compared to Cold War,
Mm-hmm.
but the difference is you have to get, instead of it's just like, oh, I just have to get gold on all the guns and the rest of the camos unlock themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get gold on all the guns first, and then you have a challenge for Opal, and then you have a challenge for Afterlife, then you have a challenge for Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to cycle back through all the guns 4 times just to get the camos done.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's not as bad as like the rest of it though. Like the main
It's not
grind.
that bad. The main, like, that's the reason why, like I've seen, like, some people have asked me, like, are you just going through all the gold first and then going back through, or are you getting guns gold then going for Opal on the class or whatever? And I just want to go through all the gold guns first and get that done because that is the longest part of the challenge. After, like, as soon as I get the shotguns gold, like, granted, I still have basically 99 more camos to get, but like, I'm in the clear. I mean, I've done
Yeah.
the hardest part of the challenge at
Yeah.
this point.
You're in home. You're in the home stretch, which is pretty much.
I've done the hardest and most time consuming part of the challenge already.
Yeah.
So I just have a little bit left.
Yeah. That's what's up though. I if I would I don't know. I'm like comparing myself to you, which is not like a good thing to do, by the way. I'm like, cause I only have like 5 gold guns in multiplayer, and then like none in zombies, and you're over here with like 31. But then I remember that like I have other things going on.
I mean, not only is zombies completely different in the multiplayer, so it wouldn't even be a good comparison anyway. Like, you don't get to play nearly as much as I
Hmm.
do.
Do you know like up rough estimate how much game time you have?
If I had to guess, I know I'm past 2 days game time, probably about 3 at this point, if I had to
Mm,
guess.
that's awesome. I have like 11 hours of game time and multiplayer. So probably like I don't know, like 15 hours total overall. It's hard to grind. And then I'm also doing like YouTube videos. Dude, my YouTube popping off. Sidebar. I kind of want to talk about this since we haven't really done like a content creation part of the podcast in a while. But so I've been grinding YouTube videos, right? They're not doing like super great, but like my YouTube videos really never do like amazing unless it's except for like that phase 5 submission video I did a couple years ago. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been really grinding and I'm really enjoying making YouTube videos again, especially just whatever I feel like doing. So I have 3 series going on right now, essentially. I have the podcast, which has been going on for a long time. And I've started adding thumbnails again, which I think might be helping. I don't know though. Um
You want to know something about podcasts that I didn't know until I was watching another podcast?
What's that?
90% of all podcasts that get started don't make it past episode 10.
What?
And only 1% of all podcasts that have ever existed have made it past episode 100.
All right. We're about to be in the top 1%. Deception. We got 2 more weeks left. Well, 3 more weeks considering like Thanksgiving and everything. We're not doing a podcast that week. We've decided, I believe. Um, but we're almost there. We're almost at 100, and we've got that thing coming. So
Mhm.
we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So hop on the train, guys. We've got this podcast is a 3-year running thing. So which is
And if you
really
think
great.
about it, we got to 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 10, and we got to 10 quick. I don't think we missed more. I
I
think
don't.
we missed like 1 week leading up to in the first 10 episodes.
I think so too.
I think like the week of Christmas, I think was the only
Yep.
week we missed in the first 10 episodes.
Yeah. I think you're right. Let me see. Yeah. I mean, we would definitely be much farther along. We did do a little hiatus for a little bit, uh, but no, yeah, 17th, 24th, 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 23rd. No, I don't think we missed a week.
We didn't even miss a week then.
We didn't even miss a week. First 10 episodes. Yeah.
We just ripped 10 straight.
Yeah, we didn't start losing them until it was after my parents kicked me out that like we oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was
That we took a
that was
break.
when we had to halt it for a little bit.
We took like a month break and then we did 5 did a few episodes and then we took another little break and then we did a bunch and then we took a long break from episode 20 to episode 21. But that wasn't mainly like a break for like we were still recording episodes, we just weren't posting them. And then we got caught back up last summer, I believe.
Basically, all of last year, we were working on catching up with the
Yeah.
episode.
But we've been caught up for a while now. Yeah, we lost a few over the summer as far as like it being caught up, but we were still doing them other than like our vacations, but we've been pretty
Yeah,
consistent ever since October 4th.
yep,
So that's what's up.
grinding.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. So it's but back to the YouTube talk. I have gained so like I said, I've been doing like 2 new series technically. So like Gold Guns for Black Ops 6, and then I started doing XDefiant faction breakdowns. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good, Cardinal.
I ended up giving up on tracing because every time I tried to trace, it would move the screen, so I almost started crying. So I don't know if you can tell when I stopped and started, but
I can't. No, it looks good.
oh, so I slayed.
Yeah. Thanks. But I started doing faction breakdowns. I've done 2 of them so far. They're like less than 5 minutes. Just like a quick breakdown of the faction, the abilities, and then how to unlock the characters. And so the first gold gun video I did got like 20 views, which is like way above average for me. My average is like 5 to 10. Um
Pretty good.
yeah. So, but ever like these videos have all been like over 10 views except for the one I posted uh Monday. That one's only at 1 view, but whatever. Um but so it's a grind, but honestly, it's been doing really really well. I've been like scripting out videos and I've been getting really good retention as well. I don't know if that's always something you guys should look at when you look at your videos is like uh
Yeah, you gotta look at like average time watched.
Yeah. Average view duration. Where is it? Let me actually. I need to pull up the actual video itself. I believe. All right, we'll do the first gun of gold. All right, let's pull this up. All right. I'm gonna walk you guys through this because this is what this podcast is really about. Is like helping each other. So this is my analytics for YouTube. For my first gun to gold XM4 video. This right here, this retention rate is so good because usually you see majority drop off at the beginning, right? Because people click on the video and they're like, I don't want to really watch this.
Yeah, the majority would drop off within the first like minute or two.
Yeah, so this is like first minute, 60% retention. And then it kind of stays relatively consistent. And then usually you see like a drop off towards the end as well.
Yeah.
When like the video is over and you're going through like the
It didn't drop
outro.
off that much though.
No, like this is like really good. So, average view duration is 4 minutes and 43 seconds out of an 8-minute video, so that's over half. For context, the podcasts. Let me pull up a podcast here with a good amount of views. You guys are just gonna see all my stuff. Okay. Okay, we'll go to this one. This one has 24 views. Right, especially with like lower view videos, having large drop-offs is very like common. So, especially with long videos. So here's the podcast. This is what it normally is. So it's a 4%. So like it's a 20-second average view duration for this one.
Bro.
Yeah. Comparatively. I mean, this is a longer video, so it's not like a good comparison, but like this is pretty typical, like a minute 20, something like that. Let me look at one of my other good one-off videos. Like this XDefiant leveling tweaks, it has 50 views. Pull the analytics for this one. This is one that also did really well. Pretty sharp drop off. See, 1 minute 51 second average view duration. 39%. So like this is pretty typical though. It kind of just keeps dropping down. And that's how you know like there isn't really a bad part of your video when it's
I gotta leave. That's me. I can.
Oh yeah.
You can keep talking, but
usually when there's like a big drop off, like a spike in the middle of a video, means that the video itself has something wrong with it. So you're doing something that's making people click away. But that's pretty typical. Like, the way that I've been doing my videos has been doing a lot better than they used to be. So that's, just something to think about. I do script out 99% of my videos beforehand, and a lot of planning and preparation goes into every single one. And it's paying off. It's a lot of work, but I'm getting some sort of benefits out of it.
I mean, ideally, you want if you're doing like on average like an 8 to 10 minute video, ideally you want your average percentage viewed to be like at least 60 or 70%.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of time in proportion to the video.
Yeah. As long
That
as
means
it's
that
like
people are actually watching your video.
yeah, like over halfway percent, like 0.5%, people aren't just like clicking off or just like whatever. And then also like a good thing to watch, like watch time is good on this one. What am I trying to reach? What I want to look at next. Hold on, it's taking a second here. Okay, reach. So this is good. The analytics are used for YouTube are amazing. Amazing.
This is why YouTube is way better for videos and Twitch is way better for streaming. Because YouTube's video analytics and stuff are insane.
Okay. I love you.
As with most other days.
Love you. Um, yeah, like they break it down so far, and it can kind of tell you what you need to work on as a creator specifically. So for this video, I got 3.6K impressions with impression click through rate of 1.1%. So the impressions are people seeing this on their timeline. You know, this is
Yeah.
people. This is popping up in the recommended, or their suggested, or their browse features. So
Can you just keep an eye on my laptop? It's plugged in.
yeah. So for 42% of my viewers, this was suggested. 40% was browse features, which is really good. That means I was getting a lot of new people for this video. Playlist 18%. So that means people were just watching a playlist I had. And then what kind of content people were watching before they clicked on the video, which is really cool because then you can kind of see what other videos people that are watching your videos are watching if that's something that um, you're into. Um, and then as you get more views, these start to pick up, but I'm not quite at that point yet. So impressions and how they led to watch time. So there's 39 views from the impressions. That's a very, very low click through rate. So that pretty much means that like my thumbnails suck, and that's something that I need to improve on. The video itself. So the this part right here tells you about the video itself and the quality of the video. And then the reach and impression click through rate. It tells you about the quality of your thumbnail and how much it and your title and how much it brings people in to watch your videos. Um, and then like there's like engagements and stuff like that, but uh, that's more for like engagements is more for like when you start growing more and more as a creator, and then like audience. So like 59% of the people that watch this video are unsubscribed, which is not really that bad. I mean, 50 it's almost 50-50, 40-60 essentially. When it's like 90-10 or 80-20, that's when you're like not having a good like subscriber conversion rate. But like this is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's something I just wanted to talk about because I've been really focusing on the YouTube world recently, and that's just something to consider thinking about.
Yeah. It is very interesting because YouTube has insane analytics.
I love it. I love it. So does Twitch, but they don't go in as depth as like people have seen your thing, but they didn't click on it. So like Twitch doesn't have that. I don't think.
Yeah, it would be really sick if you had like a follower, like stream recommended click through rate, all that. Because then you'd get a way better idea of like where you are at.
Yeah. Discovery. There's a discovery page. But it's not like there's a viewing chart. If you go to discovery page, which actually kind of breaks it down the same, but it doesn't give you as much as an idea because it's like it doesn't tell you how many people have seen your channel and not clicked on it.
Yeah.
It's more of like who came into like who viewed your channel. So like for mine, 49% of the people that have viewed my channel in the past month um are followers and 20% aren't, and 18 was from other channel pages and 7 was from searches. So it's like it's how people got into your channel, not um like who saw your thing and then didn't um click on it. So which I feel like is um and kind of important when looking at certain aspects, because like for Twitch specifically, like uh the way that people click into your stream is by seeing your title and or your your game, I guess. Like if you're playing a very niche
Yeah.
game, you have a higher chance of getting newer people because it's a niche game. There's going to be very few streamers and those are going to be dedicated players. You're not going to have as many you're not going to have as many people coming in, but you'll have a lot of like new people coming in. So if you're playing a game like Call of Duty for example, and you're not having a lot of new people come in, you might want to switch to a more niche game to do that. Like when like I don't know if you're around for this, but when I played Battlefront, I think in one stream, my first stream playing Battlefront, I gained like eight followers because I just was playing. So it was like only like 3 people streaming it, and one guy was like the big Battlefront streamer, so he had like a couple hundred, and then it was if you wanna grow a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the playing the story mode games after I get a little bit further in my grind in Call of Duty, because that's kind of like one of the benefits of playing smaller games is you get a lot of new people coming in. Like that's what happened with us with like Farlight, for example. So
Yeah, it did happen with Farlight a little bit.
so it's just something like to think about, especially like with the fact that you need to order to monetize your channel on YouTube, you need like 500 subscribers and getting new people to watch, and then like 4,000, was it 3,000 public watch hours. Um, you need to be able to
Yeah,
get
you gotta
people
get
in your
those
video.
watch hours right before you get paid.
Yeah, I'm at 91 public watch hours in the last 365 days, which is not bad, but I could definitely be doing better. Luckily, I have like the podcast, and I like put that on repeat sometimes. But
You gotta get more people watching the podcast.
I don't know. I'm gonna start doing I think I'm gonna start doing YouTube Shorts on my channel for the podcast. I'm
Yeah, I
thinking
think some
about.
clips.
I'm thinking about buying an AI clip, or doing like a free trial of an AI clip thing. Start clipping them, just clipping my streams and stuff. But because I just don't have the time. I'm so like swamped with school and stuff. But Christmas break's coming up. Like finals is gonna be a grind, and like Christmas break's coming up, and that'll be like, I'll be literally just working a couple days a week, and then doing whatever. And then so I'll have a little bit more time to do some stuff in the background. I don't think I'm gonna up my streaming schedule. I do keep doing like 2 days on the syndicate, 2 days on mine, and then um just start doing more stuff in the background, which would be cool. But shorts utilization is good. That's a big one.
Yeah, TikTok and YouTube Shorts can be big.
Yeah.
It's even better if people that watch the YouTube Shorts start watching the videos.
Yeah, that's kind of like what you want, is you want to bring people in. That's kind of like that's kind of what the point of like clips of like podcasts on like TikTok are. Like a lot of people that watch the clips of those podcasts go and actually watch the podcast because of those clips.
There's like a few podcasts that I just like love watching the clips of on TikTok.
Yeah, but I don't know. I love looking through analytics. It's like my little like, I don't know. I love analytics so much. It's like my little like thing that I love about content creation, is just how like important they are to just like the benefit of your channel. But anyway, enough about that. My recommendation is just, if you're trying to figure out why you're not getting enough views, or why people are clicking off your video so much and you're not getting a lot of watch time but you have a lot of high views, those are definitely 2 things to look at as far as YouTube is concerned. The same thing with like Twitch too. Like Twitch is a little bit harder, but if you can like watch through your streams and see when people are clicking off, and you're like, oh, the people are clicking off because I was on BRB for 20 minutes, or like I was just sitting there, staring at my screen, not saying anything. Like those things like analytics are really beneficial because they tell you when people are watching, what people like to watch, and when people aren't, when people are clicking off, and why they're clicking off. Essentially, it doesn't tell you exactly, but if you can put two and two together, or at least put like two and one together and be like, oh, maybe they're clicking off because of this. Let me try this instead, or whatever. Um, so definitely something to consider looking through when you have a minute. Anyone that creates content
Yeah.
on any platform. And then yeah. So on to like gaming news in the world right now. So the biggest thing that actually happened today, which I think I'll be playing on the Scorpion Syndicate tomorrow. I'll probably play XDefiant on the Syndicate channel tomorrow. But XDefiant private matches
XDefiant.
beta.
I forgot that game existed.
Pretty much. Um, but so the beta the beta private matches came in to the game today with a new patch, along with a new map as well, I believe came in as well. But so it's underneath the private practice, underneath the practice zone. So you can squad up and face other teams, as some of us know. So this is really, really good for the competitive team, like the competitive scene within the game, for a multitude of reasons. I mean, it's something that like it's that's one of the reasons why this is based off my personal experience, opinions, and what I've heard from people. That's one of the reasons why XDefiant did so well to begin with, was because the potential for the competitive scene, especially with Aches being on.
They talked it up so much.
They did, and with
That
Aches
was like
being
one of their biggest points of the whole game was competitive.
Yep. So, and then just not having competitive for so long has been really, I feel like, really detrimental to the game and its player base and just like its concurrent players overall. I mean, we've talked about this before. A game that has a solid competitive base, even if it's a small, solid competitive base, you're gonna have daily grinders that are practicing and doing all these things, which will boost your concurrent player numbers. Throughout, like every day, like you're gonna have at least those base, like say 5,000 players that are competing because they need to practice and do stuff with the game. So with private matches being added, sorry, stretching, I do believe that there will be probably a little bit of an uptick within the player base. Also, there'll definitely be some like pop-up tournaments coming for sure. So there is weapon XP buff.
We'll get to have real tournaments now
I
instead of
know.
people squad sniping each other in ranked.
Yeah, literally. That's all it was before. Let me see if there's actually any that were announced. Let's try it. Yeah. There's a few of them that have popped up in the last 24 hours.
We get ready for it.
Oh yeah. A bunch of free ones. The XDefiantHub.com has a few of them. Yeah, let me pull that up actually. Let's see here. Play filters. Yeah, there's one. There's one coming up in about an hour. So, I mean, I feel like there's gonna be a real big uptick in the amount of tournaments that are gonna be put on, especially with
That's what the private matches work.
yeah.
Like imagine that everybody's got all these tournaments already and then they're like
Well,
really bad.
XDefiant Tournaments, the Twitter page is doing a free entry 2v2 to test out the private matches to kind of see if they work or not. So there's that. And I'm sure that there's there's XDefiant Agent. They Haven't really posted anything. They kind of just have been tweeting all the COD agent stuff. I think it'll take probably a week or two. Of people just trying it out and seeing how things are looking. Um, as far as all that's concerned, and testing it out, seeing what's available. I mean, I know we're going to be doing that for the women's esports league that I am part owner in, with Luna. I know her and we have to kind of sit down and see what we can do with where the custom matches are right now, because it is technically a beta, so there's going to be things wrong with it, which can be a little bit of a headache. But I think give it a couple weeks, bring people back to the game for sure. Um, and it probably, I don't know, I don't think it really will take off much until probably February. Because that's usually when like COD dies down
Yeah.
a little bit. So like if they had launched it with the game launch in May, I think it would have done really, really well. As far as like keeping things good and keeping things going for the game. Or at least in like June. But right now with like Call of Duty scene being in its like prime time, um, it's a really hard competition to match, especially with losing as much momentum as they have within the past year. So it's um yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of competitive scene sort of comes out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like there are some people who obviously like are still playing the game a ton and are completely ready for private matches. There are some people who probably haven't played the game in a while, but now the private matches are here, they're going to come back. And there are also some people who feel like the wait has been way too long and they've given up. And I think all of those points are pretty valid, to be honest.
I agree. I think once I think the XDefiant competitive scene is gonna see um like it's hard not to compare it to Call of Duty because they're such similar games that as far as FPS is concerned, and they have a lot of the same player base because of like its connection to both scenes. Um and just everybody's
But it's
connection to both
also because
scenes.
like when you look at like any like arena when you look at any FPS in general, but arena shooters and all that, basically all of them have perfectly working private matches and have since basically launch. XDefiant's like one of the only games that launched without private matches.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably get some people from like Halo too, but like I'm sure, but it's one of those things they waited so long that I'm not quite sure how it's going to play out. I think it's going to take quite a bit of time before people really come back and the scene can get in full swing. They probably
Yeah, I
won't
feel like
do
it's either like the scene has been damaged a little bit,
mhm.
and it'll take a while for people to actually want to come back. Like maybe people need to see that they work or that there are good tournaments happening or whatever.
Oh, that's viable.
Or worst case scenario is the scene is permanently damaged and it's just not going to be what it was imagined to be before launch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I think. It's just it's going to take some time. I know that one's for sure.
It's just weird because it's like it's great that private matches are here, but like it also took so freaking long.
It really did. I mean, I'm glad that it's finally here, and we could I mean, as like the Scorpion Syndicate, we can kind of start taking the X Defiant team off of the shelf that we put it on for over a year really. I know the Scorpion Syndicate isn't a year old, but Deception and I have been working on like an X Defiant team since like this time, like earlier, like September this time last year. So like it's it's good to see that it's finally coming into fruition. I mean, I know that people that are really excited about it are ready to go. Um, but those are people that did indeed spend their time and spend their grind efforts elsewhere because of how long it took, especially
Yeah.
because a lot of us thought that we were going to get the beta at the beginning of season 2, not
Yeah, we basically have gotten it at the end of season
yeah.
2. I mean, this update that they are just released is the last major update before season 3.
Yeah. So maybe they'll do, I hope, and this is my hope. I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but my hope is that, they do this like month-long test for the beta and then release the full version of private matches with season 3. Um, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, personally, I'm gonna get back on the game, get grinding. I mean, I'm not really competing, but um, I do kind of want to try out
I want to see
private
if there are
matches.
bots in there.
Yeah. And I think,
It's like that's one thing about XDefiant is we've never been able to warm up by shooting bots.
yeah. So I think I might try that tomorrow for my warm up and pop into private matches and see what's available and what we can do with it. Kind of play around with it for a while. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that it's finally here. Um, and I want to keep the positivity around it. It's gonna take a while before the full effects of bringing private matches into the game take hold, especially since so many people went over
Yeah.
to other games since launch.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, like when season 2 launched in what September?
I
I
think
don't even
so.
remember.
I don't know.
But like, I got the season 2 battle pass done in like a week, and I basically have not played the game since then.
Yeah, I play like a little bit to kind of do my video that I do once a week about it, but that's pretty much it. Um, I spend more time. I think I spend more time weekly, um, reading about XDefiant than I do actually playing the game. So, um,
I think that's a lot of people.
yeah. But I think that'll change with the introduction of private matches. I hope it changes. We've been pretty we've been XDefiant lovers since the beginning. Well, Deception really since the beginning. Me.
If they bring some like, if private matches are the first step, if they bring like sick prestiges and like prestige rewards and stuff
Mm,
into the rest of the game that's not just private matches, I think we'll have something good on our hands,
mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of people will come back. Because like
Yeah.
pubs and XDefiant are great, they're fun, but the lack of progression and the way that you have to get camos on guns are two of the biggest reasons why people don't play.
I agree. Um, but I think I think it'll work out. Um, but um, I'm excited. Okay, we'll keep you updated week to week on the podcast on what's going on with this. Next week we won't because next week is Thanksgiving. We're taking that week off, so on the 4th we'll I think by the next podcast we'll have a little bit better idea of what's happening with this because this just
Yeah.
happened today, so you know
Yeah,
that
it
kind of
literally
stuff.
like went up like an hour ago.
Yeah. Um. And then I think we should keep CDO stuff for the next podcast, mainly with the CDO starting the 6th, and our next podcast being the 4th. So I think that'd be a good podcast to talk about all the CDL stuff and prep and talk about the teams and how we think everybody's gonna do and
I forget that the CDL is starting so soon.
mm-hmm.
Like I think this is the first time that we've had CDL matches in the same year that the COD came out. Like before the end of the year. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is the first time. Aside from like MW19, but like that doesn't count because it was that weird system where they went to freaking Minnesota
Mm-hmm.
and like not even all the teams went. Some of the teams, a couple teams played 2 matches. Like most teams only played 1 match and they left. So
Mm-hmm.
that was weird.
So I'm really hoping we have a better better season.
I'm really I'm really intrigued at what the minor events are going to be. Like,
Me too.
we basically know what they're going to be, and the format admittedly isn't the greatest, but I'm just really intrigued as to how they're actually going to play out. Because I feel like they're either going to be like an afterthought that's not really that cool after like a couple months, or they're actually going to be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. So, like, what are the minors gonna look like based off of what we know?
It's basically going to be like the old 2Ks and 5Ks. I don't know how many weekends out of the qualifier matches they're going to do, but like they're basically just going to do these like mini tournaments every so often. They're single elim, which is not really that great, but
It's
I
better than
mean
nothing.
it's better than just having league matches every week.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm glad that they're finally doing some sort of improvements on the league itself and answering like I know Scump. There's a clip of Scump going around. I saw it a while ago when they first announced that they were doing minors. That he wasn't too fond of the minors.
Pause.
What?
Said they were doing minors.
Mm.
Yeah, they might want to like work on the wording for this.
Yeah. So they're gonna be.
Because there was a lot of memes when they announced the minors. Like I saw a ton of people that were quote tweeting the minors announcement, being like, "Oh, this just in, Doctor Disrespect and wants a Call of Duty team now."
That's funny. So the 2K tournaments. So we'll use those 2K 5K tournament like events. So with those, I mean, a lot of people were asking for things like that. I mean, from what
Dude,
I've
those are
seen,
amazing.
a
2Ks
lot.
and 5Ks back in those days were the best.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people were asking about them and like asking to have them in the league, and they answered the question, and then they get a bunch of hate. Not a bunch of hate, but there's some backlash and like people saying it's probably
The
not going to
single
work out
limb
as
is
well.
bad. I don't like the single limb, but you know.
This is the Call of Duty League, so we can only get so much, But um,
Yeah, every time they bring something that we like, there's got to be something we don't like mixed in.
yeah. So I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I mean, the more professional COD, the better, in my opinion. Especially with this game. Is gonna. This game's gonna bring a good game to watch. I mean, MW3
This
was a
game's
great
gonna be
game to
great to
watch.
watch.
So I'm this game is gonna be even better. So I'm very excited.
Bro,
To
I
see
miss
what they do.
2Ks and 5Ks because I remember I remember watching 2Ks and 5Ks back in like Advanced Warfare, and like it wasn't even like they started them like a month after after the game was out. They literally like the first weekend of the game, they had 2Ks and 5Ks.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
not even
there
all.
were 2Ks and 5Ks every Saturday and Sunday, like the whole season. Like the only time there weren't 2Ks and 5Ks is I think they would sometimes take breaks, like take a break and not do one like before a LAN event, but like
Mhm.
that's it. Basically, the whole year, every Saturday and Sunday was 2K and 5K.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're getting what I think one every major, really, like one every like
It seems like it.
for every major we get a minor.
It
Um,
seems like it.
so that'll be it's better than nothing,
I mean, that
and
essentially doubles the tournaments.
yeah,
So
which is awesome. Um,
we've been asking for more tournament style stuff instead of just league matches major, league matches major.
mhm. I mean, it's fun. Like matches are fun and all, but tournaments are there's a lot more energy, I believe, in
League
tournaments.
matches are good for like building the point system
Mm,
and like getting teams playing against each other, but the core part of a Call of Duty is playing tournaments.
yeah,
Like
that's what everybody wants. That's what everybody looks for. I mean, not everybody,
I
but most
remember
people.
even back in BO3, back when like CWL took over, they would usually have league matches during the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But
Yeah,
then there would be still like tournaments on Saturdays and Sundays.
which is awesome. I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is gonna be a good year. We'll go more into like the schedule, and then I think we could do like a full like now that all the rosters are out, we can talk about the rosters and everything like that. And all the different changes that happened to the league
Yeah.
over the off season, just over like teams and all this other stuff. But we'll talk about that next week. That'll probably be the entire episode, really.
There's been some interesting developments over the last few days.
So, yeah. So we'll talk about all that next episode. But what else is going on in the world right now? Cenat, he's still doing his subathon and killing it. He was last night. He just donated a whole new setup to a smaller streamer who has been streaming for 3 years straight, 24/7.
Yeah, bro.
Since
She's been streaming
2021.
for over almost 27,000 hours.
Yeah, which is insane. By the way,
That's got to be the longest subathon.
it has to be.
Cause I know, like a lot of these, like, I mean, since subathons became a big thing, but like, I mean, obviously, like the longest one from somebody I personally know was Hugs going for 61 days.
Mm-hmm.
But Hugs knew of somebody who had been going for like almost 1,000 days when she was doing hers. So they're well over 1,000 days now. But it's crazy that somebody's been going for 3 years.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know, 3 times 365. I don't know what that is. Math. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days. Let me do the math quick. Let me pull up my calculator. That is 1,095 days. So maybe that's who Hugs was talking about. I don't know.
Might be.
But yeah, so she's killing it. He's giving her a brand new setup and everything. And he did it on like stream when he had like who do you have on stream with him? Was it Lil Dicky?
It was him and Benny Blanco.
Oh, Benny Blanco. That's right. He said some like freaking cool people on his
Yeah,
his
I mean,
subathon.
he brought like he did an episode of iCarly with Miranda Cosgrove.
Yep.
He had the Spider-Man NPC guy reading subs and stuff
While
he
he's
was asleep.
sleeping. Dude, that
He brought the Good Luck Charlie cast on there.
Mm-hmm.
He's had Lil Dicky on there. He had Bill Nye on there.
He's made this like subathon real
Boy
entertaining.
dropped a freestyle on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Kodak Black also showed up and dropped a freestyle on the podcast. He went to Snoop Dogg's house.
Mm-hmm. Like he's been killing it. I don't even know. He broke like the freaking sub record. He's still breaking it day by day. Like he smashed it.
I wonder if he's gotten over 400K yet, because I know that
he's at
like
4.
he was like really close, and then the sub reset happened, and he like lost a ton of them.
I think he's at 456,000.
That's crazy.
From the clip I'm looking at from last night.
I remember like a couple years ago when like nobody had ever gotten to like 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy when Ludwig did his subathon because he was the first person to get to 200K.
Yeah. So I mean, these streamers are just breaking new records every day. It's crazy. Which, you know, good for them. Make your bag. And the thing is with Kai too, he's donating 20% of the revenue he makes to like, I don't know. I'll have to look real quick.
He's building a school.
He's building a school?
Yeah, in like Nigeria or something.
Oh yeah. Yep. It says 20% of revenue going to school in Nigeria.
Because like I remember like the first like week or so of the subathon, he had Lil Uzi Vert come on there, and he told Lil Uzi that Lil Uzi was already gonna give him some money, but he told him like that 20% of it was going to like 20% of like all the sub revenue and all that or whatever was going to him building that school. And Lil Uzi Vert had like 10K in his hand, and Lil Uzi Vert just hands it to him. He's like, just take all that.
Man, imagine being able to hand away like 10K like that. No biggie. Jesus.
Yeah, he was just he had like 10K, and he was already giving Kai some of it. But then like Kai said that, and he just Lil Uzi Vert just like looked at him. He's like, yeah, just take it.
Yeah, I mean, he still has the he has like the Miles Morales NPC every night.
Yeah.
because he has it on right now. Um, dude, that man must be making bank doing that.
Yeah, that NPC Miles Morales guy is like he was already pretty big, but now he's
Yeah,
just like
he's huge.
this is probably like I mean, he already was doing really well on TikTok, but this whole Kai Subathon thing
Hmm.
probably changed his life because I'm
Yeah.
sure Kai's paying him real good to do
Oh,
that.
for sure. I mean, there's 53 people watching right now. Oh, 54,000 people watching right now, technically. Um, rounding up.
I was
Um,
about to be like, there's only 53 people watching
no,
this
no, no,
Subathon.
thousand. Sorry, I misspoke. But I don't know. He's killing it. That's this is a we're watching history unfold right before our eyes every day, and he's only on day 22, which is insane. Like he's still. I don't know how long he said he was gonna go for, but
I don't know what the record of like subs gained in one like 30-day period is, but he's got to have broken it because I
I
know
think he
like
has.
Ludwig had a bunch before he started his subathon, but he gained such an astronomical amount during
Hmm.
the 30-day subathon. I bet Kai has probably like doubled it.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Like I bet Kai probably had like under 100K subs before this subathon started, and he is like skyrocketed.
He's multiplied. He's 4 times that now, which is just insane.
Like
It.
I don't know how many subs he had before the subathon, but if I had to guess, it probably was under 100K. There aren't
Mm-hmm.
many streamers that have 100K subs just on average.
Yeah. Like Nick
Um,
Merck says, like before he moved to Kick, he had like 50,000 average a month. He's like one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. But like, because right now he has 462,636 subs, which is actually crazy. And he has like a whole production team too. He's got like 7 people sleeping in that room right now. They got a dehumidifier. Look at that. That's awesome. Anyway, I have it pulled up right now on my other screen, but um, yeah, they're
he's had I just looked at just like I was looking to try to find stuff about the sub count, but I found a follower count thing. He's had almost 1 million new followers in the last 30 days.
holy crap. It's crazy. I don't know. This man's just he's killing it. And it's great. It's great to see. It really is. It really is great to see. Um, so I mean, he holds the current world record for most subs on Twitch by a lot. He broke it like a week ago, I feel like. He broke it pretty quick. But I like to see I like seeing streamers succeed. Um
I just like seeing all of them like do all this crazy stuff because
yeah.
it's like this like stuff like this just shows that like streaming is the future.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't even really I rarely watch I watch more Twitch than I watch TV on average. Um just because it's more entertaining for me.
Yeah, and
Um
there's like a lot of stuff that's been migrating to Twitch. Like I
yeah.
know like a lot of well, it's mostly like smaller things when it comes to sports, but like there's a lot of like actual sports stuff that gets put on Twitch and YouTube and stuff now, streaming for free basically.
Yeah.
Like like I've seen different like racing series just stream their stuff on Twitch and
Mhm.
YouTube instead of like on television. And like I know that this doesn't count because it's not like technically a live event, but like I follow NASCAR on Twitch, and like lately they've been just streaming a bunch of old races just for people to just sit and watch.
Yeah. I mean it's the future and I'm loving it. Streaming content creation and streaming is the future. I mean, I think movies and stuff are still going to be part of it, but I don't think they're going to be um as prevalent as before. So,
Yeah,
especially with like IRL streaming booming right now. Like that's really all this has been is just like IRL streaming. So, with other streaming doing as well that's doing it, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. If anything, it's just gonna keep growing.
Yeah. I mean,
But
at this rate, yeah.
yeah. But it's good to see. It's good to see. You could be there too if you follow the tips we gave you at the beginning of the stream. Just keep doing.
True.
You know, these people love what they do, and as long as you love what you do, yeah, you'll be fine. But goddamn. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. This has been episode number 98. We appreciate you guys being here. 2 more episodes till we hit 100. It's gonna be a great episode. Make sure to be there. It'll be December 11th. Will be the 100th episode. Well, we have some really cool things planned for it.
Oh.
Yeah. A little bit of a teaser for you guys. It's not a leak. It's not a leak. Leakage is not in the chat right now, but it's a teaser. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch, both twitch.tv/deception276 and twitch.tv/tonage_scorp to watch this live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. EST. Participate in chat, ask some questions, whatever. And then we also have this live on YouTube going up the same day, Wednesday, at 4 p.m. EST. So give that a watch. If you guys are here in chat on YouTube, we have all the episodes uploaded there. They're in a nice little podcast playlist. Give them a listen. We have a lot of episodes dating back 3 years. So take a trip down memory lane or watch a couple episodes that we do specific segments on certain tips, tricks, and stuff like that, or just where we talk about certain things within the industry. We really go into depth a lot. So thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
Peace.